What's up, my friends? Today is Monday, September 12th. It's around 9:30. I'm pretty tired, hanging out with Mina right now. We both had a pretty rough day. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. I had class all day, 9 to 5. Mina's just had a rough day in general, so she's hanging out playing The Sims. I'm hanging out, sitting, yeah. I'm just sitting, watching her watch the screen while she's playing The Sims. It doesn't make too much sense. But anyway, so yeah, let's backtrack a couple days. Saturday, I finished that podcast thing, and it took me a total of about 4 hours to record everything, edit everything, and that was, mind you, it was 10 things, but I had to do retakes on a bunch of them because I would screw up on what I was saying, or some of the buttons wouldn't work for me for some reason. You know, there's various little things that I'd have to go back and redo, but it wasn't too bad. It was something to do, you know what I mean? It was better than being bored, you know. So that was Saturday. I finished that. And actually, for the assignment, we had to sign up for and upload it to a website called Vidler. I'm not really sure why they wanted us to do it on that website, but that was the website, and we actually had to post a working link to that page in the discussion or whatever on the FSO page. So that was that assignment. Like I said, it wasn't too bad. There's a lot of people freaking out about it and complaining and just whining, and it's just one of those where like you just have to sit and do it, and it's easy. That's the thing. It's easy, and it does take a while. I guess that's why people are complaining. It's because it takes a while, and a lot of the campus students that I know, they've never done an online class yet, and so this is their first time with the FSO, and they do not like it. They don't like it at all. So I guess I'm fortunate in the fact that I started out with an online class because it's I guess prepped me for it, but I don't know. I really don't think it's that bad. It's only slightly harder to get on yourself to do the work. And like Mina today, she's working on her pie slices for CMA too, because that's the class she's in this month. And anyway, so I go into lab, and she joined me for lab, so we were FaceTiming it during lab today for the most part, so she could work on her math stuff while I was working on my math stuff, and then the lab techs were there to help her if she needed. So it was pretty cool. It was like a big party of math. It was a math party. Yeah. So, and yeah, I'm doing pretty good with the pie slices. We'll get there in a second. But anyway, so Saturday I got that done. Sunday there was really nothing left to do. Yesterday, as far as schoolwork goes, I was pretty bored because I had no schoolwork to actually do, because I knew I'd be finishing my pie slice today in lecture/lab. And so I was just hanging out yesterday. Nothing. I think I went for a bike ride yesterday. I went for a bike ride yesterday. It was nice. It's been really nice out in Central Florida the past couple of days. It's been high 80s, low 90s, much better compared to when I moved here. So that's pretty cool. And today, well, I guess last night technically, I got a bunch of my new assignments for CMA for the week. And there's another instructional podcast that I have to do. And this time there's 17 topics, but we only have to pick 10 once again. So, yeah, I've got to think of a way to top the podcast that I did the other day. And I'm going to be uploading all these assignments that I do for the online class because, well, why not? Why not share that and give you a really good look at what they have us doing here? So, that's what's coming up probably a little bit later this week once I actually sit and do it, because with projects like that, I like to sit and get it done. Like, I like to take the big 4-hour chunk and just smash it, just slam it out. So that's what's up with that. And then there's more reading. I have another knowledge check due this week, or actually next Monday technically. And then there's the group project for the online class, which we have our milestone number 2 due this week. And so, yeah, yesterday I was supposed to meet up with my group for college math and computer science and internet, but neither group said anything to anybody, so I just kind of chilled out. I was like, well, if no one else is gonna, be on this because, you know, I would have done that, but no one else seemed to be on board for it, so I was just kind of like, well, maybe it's not meant for now. As far as the college math podcast thing goes, the group project, we got to get on that. It's due next Monday. So I think we're doing like a corny infomercial kind of thing or something. I mean, it should be fun enough. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload that or not, but we'll see. But as far as all the work for computer science and internet goes, I will be able to upload all that work, so you can take a look at that. Otherwise, yeah, just pie slices and ALEKS. I've got 6 of the 9 pie slices done on mine so far, so I'm pretty good on that, because, I mean, I don't really screw around in lab, you know what I mean? I've done 85% of the work, I'd say, in lab. I've rarely had to work on it outside of lab, except for when I'm studying for the test, which, by the way, test number 2 for college math is coming up on Wednesday. And I'll get to what's in all that pretty soon. I'm actually gonna open up ALEKS real quick because there was some interesting stuff I wanted to share. So I gotta log in real quick. And it's weird because it asks you to type your name in the first day, but then it gives you a different username. It's kind of weird. It's like your initials with your last name or something. But anyway, so ALEKS is loading up real quick. And I was taking a look at it towards the end of lab today because, oh my God, let me tell you, darn it, I forgot. So, alright, so I'm in lab. I'm knocking out all the problems, getting pie slices done left and right. And anyway, so the last thing that I ended up doing, because I put it aside because I tried to do it, and then it was just kicking my butt, so I did the other stuff first. But it was, I can't remember what slice it was in. But I'm talking, it was the classic, like, 2 trains leave a station at the same time. One's going 70 miles an hour, the other one's going 90. How long before they're 400 miles apart? I'm talking that kind of shit. And oh God. It was like...
Isn't that stuff out of the movies?
It should be. I mean, it should stay... It should stay in the movies is where it should stay. Because I spent probably the last hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of lab just on that one problem alone, trying to do it. And I got, like, where did I put my, well, I have my folder, and I showed Mina earlier, but basically there's this little, like, chart graph thing you have to put together. In one column, it's all about the rate, how fast it's going. The second column is all about the time and how long it was. And then the last column is the distance. So basically with those problems, it's rate times time equals distance. And there's just so many, you have to set it up, and it was kicking my ass. It was not fun. I did it though. I got it done within the last maybe 10 minutes of lab. So I'm pretty proud of myself for that fact. And lab was crazy today. Even lecture, like in lecture today, I mean, people's cell phones were just going off left and right. And Miss Bridget was getting pretty pissed. Like, I mean, it was wild. Even in high school, I've never been in a class where that many cell phones go off. It was absurd. I mean, it was embarrassing to a point to be like, really, people? Like, you know, are we still in high school? What's up with that? I mean, I don't know. Maybe some phones are just, it's really difficult to put on silent. And even vibrate, you know. Like, I don't even go that route because even when it vibrates, it makes noise, you know. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. And, yeah, and I brought the iPad to class today because my computer, I was on it last night a whole bunch, and the battery got drained. And I forgot to plug it in before I went to bed. So I had to use the iPad. Now the iPad's dead, and the computer was just crazy. So yeah, lecture was wild. With all the cell phones going off today, and people's computers just going off randomly. Anyway, so I get done with the thing, and the last problem for my first 6 pie slices, and I was like, alright, so, you know, I had some time to kill, because I did not want to do any more math problems at that point. And Mina was pretty much fried, too, because she had been working the whole time as well. She's done. She's got a whole bunch of slices to do, and she's been working all day. So we're both pretty done with math at this point. That's why she's playing The Sims. I don't blame her. I'm surprised I'm not playing some games or something. I just don't feel like thinking. Anyway, so on ALEKS there's this button that says the report button, and I'm going to click on it real quick. And it pretty much gives you the rundown of what you've been doing in ALEKS. And so far, my total time spent on ALEKS as of 9/12/2011 is 14 hours, 37 minutes. So in the past 2 weeks, I've logged 14.5 hours into ALEKS. My initial assessment, I got a 44 on, and now, well, I did a second assessment and got a 73 on, and it's kind of weird how it breaks it down. So with the 44% that I got the first time, I added 27%, and then on the second assessment, I got a 73, and since then, I've added 14% onto that as to like what I've learned. And then, so I checked on this little tab, and I clicked on time and topic, if it'll let me. Click on it here, and basically gives you a rundown on each, how much time you spent each day since you signed up for ALEKS. Like my very first day on the program, I spent an hour and a half. The most time I've spent on ALEKS was on September 9th. I spent 3 hours and 8 minutes on ALEKS, and I covered 22 topics, and I mastered 22 topics that day. And then the second most I was on August 31st. I spent 3 hours and 4 minutes on ALEKS, and I attempted 30 topics and mastered 20. So it gives you a rundown on what basically all the stats. It's kind of like a video game, but not. If that makes sense. So it gives you all your stats and stuff, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it did that. So anyway, I looked at all these things on my report, and then I tried to click back on my Pi, and what happens? I get hit with another assessment. So now I'm like 3 questions into a 30-question assessment, and I'm thinking, you know what, it's probably going to set me back a couple slices again. And it's not like it takes away an entire slice, but it takes off parts of it, and it's just a pain in the butt. Because if it takes away the one that I did with the trains and the east and the west and the uphill and the downhill, the trail, yeah.
I practically screamed bloody murder when it came out, didn't I?
It was pretty bad. I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. And so, of course, everyone that I know at Full Sail is complaining and whining about the ALEKS pie chart, which I totally get that one. I mean, it's just a lot of work, and it's just a lot of thinking. And that's the thing that makes it so tiring, is that you actually have to use brain power and think about it, because you can't use the graphing calculators and stuff. But I don't know, it's going pretty well so far. Tomorrow, let's see, well, today when I got home I started working in that Logic Pro book, which I'm going to try to get through the entire thing by the end of the week so I can turn it in and then check out some books on composition and music theory, because I'm trying to definitely become a better composer and actually write good music. Like that jam that I made the other night was just goofing around with Mina. Like, these people on the Facebook with the Full Sail group, they were like, or I said something on there like, I dare you guys to rap to a beat that's not in 4/4, and so they were like, okay, will you hook us up with a beat and we'll do it? So I was like, okay. So Mina and I were hanging out, and I was like, hey Mina, let's make a beat that's not in 4/4. So I opened up Logic, and I chose the time signature 15/16, which is basically a 4/4 measure, but you take off a single 16th note. It's probably the most evil thing you can do to anyone that's just grooving, because, I don't know. But it worked out really well. It came together, and, I mean, it was just goofing around. It was just a silly, fun track that Nina and I put together. And, I don't know, I uploaded it, and I haven't heard anything from anyone that said they could do it yet, so I guess we'll see, because From what they were saying on Facebook when I posted, it pretty much blew their mind. No one was expecting it. In the words of one of the guys, "You proved your point with that one, LOL." I was like, well. So I definitely like coming up with different jams and grooves that are in odd time meters, which I know that as a percussionist, like using the different time signatures is like an excuse that I come up with to not really come up with anything interesting, but it's still fun, you know what I mean? It's still fun to put together grooves and stuff, which is why I'm trying to finish this Logic book and stuff, so I can go ahead and check out all those composition books, so I can actually write good music, like with some interesting harmonics in it, because I'd like to be able to do that, and not for money or not anything like that, but just because I want to be able to do it, you know. So I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be writing a lot of music coming up, because I've opened up a lot of doors the past couple days with how to use Logic Studio and everything, and Mina and I also have a bunch of plans to make awesome music so people can listen to. Mainly for us, I suppose, because that's the reason I write my music, is just so I can listen to it. Like, if I can't find a song that I want to listen to, I'll just write one. You know, it works out pretty well. But at any rate, there's not too much else going on today. I'm not sure what's going to go down tomorrow. I know I got to bring my bicycle to a bike shop to get the tires aired up, and probably, well, that's really all I need to get looked at. But other than that, I'm just going to be doing math, studying for the test that's on Wednesday, and working out of the Logic Pro 9 Apple training book, and helping out Mina with her math work too, because it's a great review for me. So at any rate, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, question, or whatever. I mean, you know, if you want some specific information or whatever. So yeah, I'll catch you probably Wednesday with another video, because that's the next time anything's happening. So until then, see ya.